this is why Afghanistan is so complicated. Each one of these are tribes. The Pashtuns are in the brown color, Tajiks in the green, and then the Hazaras are kind of in the middle with the 9%. All these cultures are clashing constantly for control of ministries, for control of governorships, for control of mayor positions. Very much like DoraVille. I'm going to show you all this. I'm going to show you all some of. So I have to thank all of y'all because you all trained me very, very well for my assignment. I have to admit that. But in every one of these cultures speaks their own language. So the whole idea of an Afghan nation is kind of foreign. You know, so because when you don't have a foreign force in Afghanistan, they're normally fighting each other for control. So it's a very complicated environment. And when you go in as an American, you have to understand that things are not clear. There's always a context of a culture, of a tribe. So tribes are, and people have a hard time understanding why they're so tribal. Why they're so. Understand that the country of Afghanistan is brutal. The weather, the mountains, the altitude. It is hard to survive. So unless you belong to a tribe and you belong to a family, that is the means for survival. Individuals, you know, we're so proud of our individuality in the United States and in America. Individuals can make it. In Afghanistan, if you don't have a family structure, if you don't have a tribe, you will have a bad day. You will not survive because the environment is so harsh. The mountains in the north are, but to the Hindu Kush, basically the highest peaks in our planet. So survival, you have to have a family, and family to them is everything. Family honor is everything, and we have to be very sensitive to that. You walk very, very, very lightly, and sometimes because you're dealing with some very, with revenge. The whole idea of honor to them means everything. So, and I kind of want to talk to you a little bit about how we are organized as our military. In the South, you have the British and Canadians, and we also have Marines in the Helmand Province. In the East, which is the border to Pakistan, we have the Americans mostly. In the North, we have Germans. And then out the West, close to the Iranian border, we have the Italians and Spaniards. So that is how the country is divided. And by the way, every one of these countries has their own agenda. And they're all trying to pull the Afghan police into, the Germans want them to be like German police. The Italians want them to be like the Italian Carabinieri. In the South, they want them to be like the Royal Mounted Canadian Police. And in the East then we have a mess, because you have a lot of U.S. advisors. Well, can they be like sheriff deputies? Like, no, we do not want the sheriff police constant challenge. So the poor, I hate to say this, the Afghans are trying to negotiate not only themselves, but then dealing with all these external pressures. And it will never be, the Afghan police will never be like the DoraVille police, the DeKalb County police, the Dunwoody police. They will never be there. They will be close to an Afghan model. Because the Afghans don't understand, and they have a difficult time understanding a national, they don't, we always look at Washington or look at Atlanta through some of the guidance. But the problem is the provinces don't care about the central government. So the central government is fighting to be relevant. Sometimes kind of like our federal government, sometimes they're fighting to become relevant, and there's a challenge that we have. So a lot of things that we have in common with the Afghans, a lot of things that, but this is the basis of why Afghanistan is so complicated, because all these cultures and all these languages and all these tribes are pulling and tugging constantly, and we're in the middle of trying to negotiate